Mixing Custom Colors of Acrylic, a step-by-step tutorial by Hotpinkzebrapolish.
Hi everybody! In today's video I have a very quick tutorial on how I mix acrylics if I'm going to be making custom colors. And I don't do it very often. It's something I do on very certain occasions when I have a very specific color that I would like. And in this case I was making a semi-sheer black that had purple and black glitter in it. And you'll see what I used it for in the next videos coming up on Friday and Saturday this weekend. So I hope you guys like this little color mix as much as I do, and don't forget to click subscribe to all my future videos as well. Bye!
So the first thing you want to do is you want to grab the acrylic colors you're going to mix. I recommend using the same brand. So as you can see, I'm using Coupa for both. They are a different product line. I'm using the Coupa Artfinity and the Coupa Divinity, but they are both Coupa, and that just seems to go better, and I would just recommend it if you can. Just stick with the same products. So then you're going to take a small container, something you don't really care about. This is just a little paper Dixie cup. And you're going to measure out each color, so you can use either, like I have just this little sample spoon, or you can use a little measuring spoon. Again, use something you don't care about, and you're going to designate that's just for acrylic. So you don't want to go and then wash this and then put it back in your utensil drawer. So just keep that in mind. So just keep kind of a tally of how much of each color you're putting in. So that first color I'm putting in is clear. The color I'm going for is sort of a semi-sheer black that has lots of glitter in it. So then I'm going to take my black powder and I'm going to pour that in. Just kind of, like I said, if you need something that's an exact amount so you can remix it and get the exact same color, you're going to want to use a measuring spoon. But if you're just like me and you're like, hey, when I run out, I'll remake it, and if it's a little different, I don't really care, then you can just sort of approximate how much you're mixing. Then take a mini whisk and just kind of go through and mix it. As you're mixing it, gently turn your little container a little bit, because some of that acrylic powder that you put in first, so in my case the clear, is going to get stuck in the cracks. So if you twist your container as you're stirring it, you'll get a better mix. And you'll actually see in the end of the video that still mine wasn't perfectly mixed. So if you want to, you can pour it back and forth between a couple little containers to get a better mix, if you want to get that technical about it. And then after you have what you think is going to be a good base, obviously you don't know, you could test it at this stage if you'd like. I decided just to trust it. And you're going to take and add in glitter or pigment or whatever you want. So I started by adding in some holographic black hexagon glitter. And then I added in this purple glitter mix that I wanted to use. Just put some of that in there. And it's funny, you can use a generous amount of these glitters. Once you start mixing it in, it'll just kind of disappear. So make sure that you use plenty. As you can see, I just sort of dumped some in. And then the last one I used is this purpley fuchsia glitter. Same thing, just dump some in. And then after you have that all mixed in, then you're going to want to take your little whisk again. Same thing, just like with the measuring spoon. This is a acrylic only whisk. And I actually found a set of them at Walmart, and it was $10 for 3. So they're not expensive if you can find one, but if you can find one, they're super useful. So then mix in those little bits of glitter, and then take a small bead of your new color to test it out. So just grab your brush, pick up a bead, and then look at it, set it down either on a nail tip, or I did it on the top of my container, and look at it and see if you are happy with it. Or you can decide, you know what, I think it needs more glitter, or I think it's a little too clear, I should add more black, or vice versa, I think it's a little too dark, I'm going to add more clear. In my case, I looked at it and I thought, you know what, it's a little bit too dark, I need to add some more clear. So then I just took and I swiped it off the top of my little jar, just like so, and you can go back to your mixing stage of things, and I added a couple more scoops of that clear acrylic. So take my little spoon, scoop some more in there. A color like black is so pigmented that it takes a lot of clear to dilute it. So keep that in mind if you're making a color similar to mine. And you can do this to make any color you'd like. I've made different like creams. I've made a milky white. I know that that's such a popular color right now, and I didn't feel like buying one because I have a huge jar of clear, as you can see, and I have a huge jar of white. So I decided, you know what, I'm just going to mix my own. And that was about a 2-to-1 ratio white to clear to get that perfect milky white texture that I was going for. So after you have it remixed to where you think you're happy with it, do the same process where you pick up a bead and then set it down either on a nail tip, like I said, or on the top of your container. And then if you're looking at it and you're like, hey, this is exactly what I was going for, then you can pour your acrylic from your little sample container, from your little mixing cup, into your storage container, and then you are pretty much ready to start using it. And if you're doing this for a client that you want to have a certain color for, or if you're trying to match something, I would probably measure things a little more closely so you can remake it, but otherwise it's a pretty relaxed process. So that's it.
It's not working.
Squish. You gonna catch with this one? Okay, ready? Good job. Okay, ready? Oh, good job. Ready? Hey, I thought you were ready. I thought you were ready. What are you doing? Why aren't you catching it? 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 What the hell? Why did you catch it? Why did you catch it? Why did you catch it? You got it! Ready? Ready? Hey, you. You ready? You ready?
Thank you guys so much for watching. Melody is actually a very good catch, even though she was being silly in the video. Please comment with any questions you have about mixing acrylic, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!